Listen, we have a great show lined up for you. I'm your host, Kim Jacobs, better known as the Balance Doctor. And all of our guests that come on, they're either people that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real, relevant, and relatable content on today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm so glad that you all came back to join me. I am excited because I wanted to make sure that I talked to you all today for a few moments about how to have just some simple tips that can help you be able to have better balance in your life. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of The Kim Jacobs Show, and you all tune in to my show Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But many times I don't get the opportunity to just have that one-on-one conversation with you because I'm typically interviewing someone else. And so I've decided that I'll just come on and talk to you all periodically as well. And no set time because I don't have a clue what time it's going to be, that it's going to happen faithfully every single day. But I will tell you this, that I will come on and just have some conversations with you. You can always feel free to put comments in the comment section. And also you can tune in to The Kim Jacobs Show Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m., where we're bringing balance to the world one household at a time. So today I just wanted to talk for a few moments about how important it is for us to have some simple tips and strategies to have better balance in our lives. Now, let me let you know my philosophy on balance, okay? Sometimes it looks like we are out of balance, out of sync. And so it's like, you don't look like you have a bunch of balance going on to me. It looks like you all over the place and like you're not where God would have you to be. Guess what? At the end of the day, we're exactly most of the times where God would have us to be. He knew exactly what season we would be going through in our lives. He knew exactly how dry that season would be. He even knew who would be there to help us during that more difficult season of our lives. Doesn't mean that you're out of balance. It just means that maybe he's preparing you for something greater in your life, some things that you weren't ever even envisioning because your mind wasn't there to even be able to receive some of the things. And we only know in part. We don't know the whole picture. We only get to see little bits and pieces of the puzzle as they start to come together. But God sees the whole picture, y'all. And so I'm excited about talking to you today. Just 5 simple tips that can help you with better work-life balance is what I'm going to talk about here, okay? Work life. It's a big difference between ministry and life. It's a big difference between school and life. It's a big difference between children and life. It's a lot of different factors. Parenting younger children, parenting older children, parenting adult children, even being able to care for aging parents. There's so many different topics and things that we can talk about, and we will talk about some of those together. I'm Kim Jacobs again, the Balance Doctor, and it's my honor and privilege to serve you in this capacity. So tip number 1, go ahead and just write it down. I believe wholeheartedly that if we write something down and we put it in our memory bank, we'll be able to go back and review it and even know what we're going to apply in our lives. So tip number 1 is put things in their proper perspective. When you're prioritizing life and you're wanting to make things fall in alignment the way that they need to be, in my opinion, I believe wholeheartedly that God is the main priority in my life. And so that's not number 1 and number 2 and number 3. I just believe wholeheartedly that everything that I do, everything that I desire to do, everything that I hope to become, ever to become, I have to be subject to the leading of God and the guidance of God in my life and the guidance from God in my life. So if that applies to you too, put it in perspective, okay? What are you going to be doing to make sure that every day, in the morning and noon and evening, all throughout your journey called life, how are you really putting God as that true priority in your life? What are you doing to let him know that He's a priority, and that whatever your will is, Lord, is the will that I want done through my life and in my life. So put things in proper priority. When it comes to work life balance, I want you to keep in mind that when you're putting your work out there and you have to do your job, then yes, there's going to be some spillover effects and things that happen because some things happen at home and it automatically like worried about it and thinking about it at work. And you're like, okay, I know I'm at work, but I have to focus on how's everything going with you? Are you feeling okay? I know you were sick when I left home. Are you doing okay? Do you need anything? So some things, even as much as you attempt to keep them separate, it really is a combination of both. It's like you're at work, but you also have to consider the people that are important to you at home. My desire, and I can only speak personally, is to always keep things as separated as possible. And if you're anything like me, please, feel free to put it in the comment section. Do you have any challenges separating work from home? And how does that work for you? So I'd love to hear your feedback on that. I recommend, though, when you are at work, that you're at work. And when you're at home, that you unplug and unwind from some of the work things and formally direct your attention to your family. And many times people work jobs that you cannot do that, where you're like, you know what, my job doesn't, it's not 9 to 5. I'm not able to just completely turn work off. But then in that case, you might would just say, okay, I can't turn it completely off, but every single call that comes in, when you know that that's supposed to be your designated family time, then you may say, I'll return the call during this block of time and have a designated block of time that you're going to return those business calls. So putting things in perspective that when I'm at work, you let your family, your children, your parents, your friends know I'm actually at work right now. So I'm not going to be able to have the same level of conversation I would have if I was at home just sitting on the porch or at home chilling and relaxing. It's a big difference. And people that know you and respect you, they understand that. And it's not an issue because they understand that you're at your job at that point. So keep that in mind. And then the other thing I recommend too is when you're at home, being able to say the same thing to those that are where you work. You're like, okay, you know what, during this block of time I'm actually having dinner with my children, or I'm going to one of my children's performances, or I'm going to an activity, and so I will return the call during this block of time. Being clear about what the distinction is and how to keep it as separate as possible, so that your children or your family, and you may not even have children. So if I'm talking to you and you're a person that's like, I don't even have children, so what are you saying to me? Well, you may have a spouse, and you may have some friends that you're not may not even be married. But being able to distinguish that when I'm at work, I'm at work. When I'm home, I am going to put some of those parameters in place to enjoy my home life. Other than that, there's never a separation. So you have to formally give it some level of hard stop, that this is going to be this block of time that I'm not doing it anymore for just like, even if it's an hour, if it's 2 hours, if you work a night shift and it's okay, I'm going to come and do breakfast with my family. Whatever it is that you can do to be creative and being able to prioritize and put things in their proper perspective. So somebody make sure you type that in the comment. Put things in their proper perspective. And I'll make sure I copy and put that over in the comments so you'll have it later as well for your benefit. The other thing that I highly recommend that you do is that you have designated technology, social media time. That right there is a whole lot to gain some level of control and get it under subjection. And I was looking at, what was this research? Yeah. According to Global Digital Insights report, 2 hours and 23 minutes per day is spent regarding social media platforms. On average, that means that the social media accounts for 35%, 0.8% of our daily online activities, which is more than 1 in 3 internet minutes are being attributed to social media platforms. That's a lot of time. We only have 24 hours in a given day. So having some designated social media time, During this block of time, this is when I do all of my social media stuff. And you might be like intrigued and you like see some stuff popping up on your story and different things. And you're like, oh, I gotta go take a look at this. That's normal. You're having a normal experience. You're not on an island by yourself dealing with that. But just not letting it consume you to the point where it's taking over every part of your existence. And without it, you're who are you? What do you do? You don't do anything because you have to have all of your technology with you at all times. I think that when you are having that time, especially if you have family and you're having a family meeting, we have family meetings, so we all come together at the table and we talk about what are some of our goals, our dreams, strategies, things that's working, things that aren't working well. How do we actually implement some of the resources and strategies that's working well for someone else in the family, but I may have never even heard of that resource. So again, you have to be able to unplug from some of the social media and some of the technology to be able to even hear what hardcover book are you reading? Because my children, they read a lot of hardcover books too, and even listen to audiobooks. And so, what are they learning from some of these books? Because I may never read that book, or I may never hear the audio version of that book. But if I can take notes on what they learned, then I'm still learning from that content. So, learning from the technology is a great thing. Let's be very clear. Without Google and all of these different ways that you could search the chat GPTs and all of these different ways that you can search out information and apply some of the information that we're learning, it saves us a lot of time, in my opinion. So I'm grateful for technology, and I'm not a person that's like anti social media or anti technology. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is just putting it in its proper place and being able to have designated time that you do these things. And then it may be just sometimes that you say, this is just me going and saying, happy birthday to everybody. This is me going to say, I'm looking at other people's posts and just want to acknowledge that I see you. I see what's happening in your life and I'm admiring you, even though we may not be the best of friends, but I'm checking out your post and just want you to know that you have a supporter over here. Not only just going on and posting only your own stuff and then not supporting anybody else's stuff. That please just take a moment to infuse some time in your life to support other people too and celebrate other people and grieve with other people. Some people have lost loved ones, friends, family, church members, and they want you to know on social media that's happening in their lives. And so take a moment to just say, hey, I see this. You have my condolences. You have my prayers. I'm praying for your child that had surgery. I'm celebrating your child that won the soccer tournament, or I see that they won a pageant, or whatever the case may be. So support other people, but just have blocks of times that you do it. And nobody can tell you what your block of time is. Your block of time may be 1 a.m. Your block of time may be 4 p.m. It may be 8 p.m. Do what works best for you. Don't let other people dictate to you what works best for you. They don't know your lives. They don't know your life. They don't know what you're dealing with and what your work schedule is. So it's like, oh, I saw her on the social media, or I saw him on the social media at 2 a.m. Girl, bye. You don't have a clue what the person may be going through or what they're dealing with or when the time is that's best for them. So do what works best for you. Always remember that. Do what's going to work best for you that God put in your heart to do. When it comes to your work life, if you're spending too much time in one area, or if you really could cut back on that some and say, you know what, maybe I don't need to spend 2 hours scrolling through all the reels. Maybe what I'll do is just spend 30 minutes and see what I can learn in that 30 minutes. Or it may not even be reels. It may be YouTube videos, or maybe some other searches that you're looking for information on a specific subject matter. Have your designated time. All right, that was point number 2 I just talked about. But point number 3 is taking that time for you. Did I do this? Yeah, I think I did number 2. Have designated technology, social media time. And that's what I just talked about, having that designated social media and technology time. And then number 3 is taking some time for you. For real. A lot of times when we say we're going to take time for ourselves, really, during the time that we've carved out for ourselves, we're taking time still for other people. It's really not about us in that moment. It's about, okay, I finally have the time to talk to a girlfriend or to a male friend or to one of my old colleagues or whatever the case may be. So we're really still spending time on other people, even in the time that we're so-called taking for ourselves. So figure out on your own calendar how you are going to formally put yourself on your calendar and take care of you. That might be taking time to get your hair done, taking time to get your nails done, your pedicure and manicure. Those are some of the standard things that we know about. It might be time that you're taking to just go and do a walk or exercising or taking a nice shower or a hot bath. It may be time that you're getting a massage. It may be time that you are reading a book, that you're just soaking in the sun in your backyard and no agenda whatsoever, just being with you. Now, how does that sound? Just taking time to be with you. There are times, at least at this phase of my life, which never used to happen when I was in my younger years. So I hope that I'm helping somebody that's younger now, that I now will take myself out and go get me some lunch and just fellowship with me. Just with me. How about that? Hi, Kim. I'm Kim. It's a great pleasure to meet you. I don't know that I've gotten to know you at the level that I really want to. So I am so honored to spend this time getting to know you. And most of the times, even when we're spending time with ourselves, we're really never alone because God is always with us. He's always there, watching us, leading us, guiding us, giving us a little nudge to say, Kim, I want you to do something. Do you want to say, yes, Lord, here am I, send me? Or are you going to be like, I know you ain't talking to me, Lord? Which I must admit that I have been like that in different phases of my life. I'm like, mm-mm, mm-mm. Not hardly. Are you talking to me right now? So I'm just going to act like I didn't hear that. Okay. And keep on doing something else like da, 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 and keep it moving because I just don't think I'm hearing this in my earwaves right. But guess what? When we are obedient to God, things, believe it or not, all start to fall into place. Everything starts to fall into place exactly how God intended for it to be. Because finally, you're taking time for you, which means that you have enough free space to even hear clearly. You can't hear clearly when you have kids crying and somebody need this and that. Oh, what about my school supplies? And what about this? And oh my gosh, are you coming to this or you're not? Or mom, you know I have this going on. It's all kinds of stuff that's happening on a daily basis that take our time and take our effort. And you cannot be focused. I know multitasking is a thing. I've talked about it in my book before on Extreme Balance Makeover. And any of my books are available on kimjacobshow.com. But listen, multitasking, you could not make me believe that I was not great at multitasking. Well, really, at the end of the day, I'm really only doing one thing at that moment. Right now, I'm talking to you all. So I'm not able to multitask and do something else at the exact same time because I'm here with you right this second, right? So really, if you're going to do something well, you really can only do that one particular thing at that one moment, well, at that one moment. And there's a book called The One Thing, and that book is a really great book too, because even though I don't get any kickbacks from it, but I like the fact that the book is focusing on what is that one thing you're going to do, and you're going to do it very well. And then in that one thing, it's a domino effect. You'll start to see other things that you also do well too start to kind of compound and gets better and better over time because now you're open to that one main thing that you finally have the revelation that it's time for you to do. So let God minister to you and let him share with you from a work-life balance perspective, what is the main thing that you really want me doing? I know I have a lot of gifts, I have a lot of talents, but what's that one main thing? Then you'll start seeing almost like a domino effect. It's like, oh, now I get it. I do this according to your will, then this, or whatever. all comes under the umbrella of that one thing that God had put in your heart. So be mindful and open minded. When you're taking time for you, you're not just taking time for you, you're taking time to be poured into by God, in my opinion. Because then He can have that time to commune with you, and you can have that time to commune with Him and get more clarity in your life. All right. I feel good about that, telling you guys that. So, taking that time for you is tip number 3. Number 4, and we're only doing 5 today, but tip number 4 is write your goals down so that you know what goals you are attempting to accomplish. I'm really a big believer that how in the world do you know what you're working towards if you don't have anything written down? I have so many journals, so many books, and so many notepads, and so many loose leaf sheets of paper. And I write all of it down every day. What is it, Lord, that I'm supposed to be accomplishing today? I write it down. And most of the stuff that I write down, guess what? It gets accomplished. Almost all of the stuff that I actually take the time to write down gets formally done. And now, don't get me wrong, you can write things down all you want. But at the end of the day, if you are saying that you are a child of God and that you are going to let Him lead and order your steps, there are going to be some things that we write down that, so what, you wrote them down. That's not getting done today because there's something else that I have for you to do. So we have to be flexible and open-minded and willing, a willing vessel to be used by God. And Lord, yes, I know I have to do what I have to do pertaining to my job because that's my job and that's my pay. And so please don't go, the Lord not going to have you do all this other stuff at the time that you're supposed to be doing your work too. So now your job may be one that you can work hours well beyond 9 to 5, but get your work done. Don't trade things off. Get the work done that God has graciously allowed you the opportunity to have as a form of employment, if that's what you are as an employee, because we're talking about work life today. So if you work for someone else, then give them the honorable thing that's due to them. Give to Caesar what's due to Caesar. Do not take the time that you're supposed to be doing your work and doing other things. So I know whenever I do work, I have to work sometimes well beyond 5 o'clock p.m. And that's okay because I need to if I didn't do it all during the block of time from 9 to 5. So be fair and honest and open and true to what you are committed to doing. All right. All right. So what did we talk about? Write your goals down so that you know what they are. If you write them down, most likely you'll get them accomplished. But even in writing them down, some of them have to sometimes be carried over to a different day. And that's okay because now the priority shifted. What God had for you to do that day and what you had to do for your job and some other things may have come up that you didn't get all of the goals accomplished, then make sure you do a carryover and say, okay, I got these top 3 things done, which I recommend you do them in the order of priority. So that way they definitely get done. Okay. But whenever you realize that, oh, I still have some more to be able to accomplish that one goal, carry it over to the next day and then put it as high of a priority as possible on the next day. But believe it or not, some things will happen the next day that will make it still go down a little bit further. So even though you're putting it out there that you want to get a certain goal accomplished, it may get accomplished that day and it may need to be carried over to a different day. So be mindful of that. Okay. And then the final tip that I will share with you for today is making sure that you ask for help when you need it. You're not on an island by yourself. So if you are feeling overloaded or overwhelmed, or you're feeling stressed in some regard, you're like, Lord, I just don't know how I'm going to do all of this. I'm working, I come home, I'm tired. I'm trying to make sure I still cook if you're cooking for your family and you're trying to meal plan so that it's like a little bit less stressful for you. But at the end of the day, you're washing clothes, so doing all of these things as a busy mother. Then even as a busy woman, that you may be in a situation where you get done with work and you're coming home and you're trying to tend to the needs of your spouse and you're like, Lord, how in the world am I going to do this? And then I'm trying to balance being here and doing this for somebody else's needs too. That's very important to me, but I'm not able to even meet my own needs, talking about meeting their needs, right? Ask God for help in who you should even involve in that part of your life, because some people are not out to hurt you. Some people genuinely are okay with helping you and saying, listen, let me take the load off of you a little bit. What can I do? Can I go pick some medications up for you? Can I go do some grocery shopping for you? Can I watch one of your children while you're out running some errands for yourself? Can I watch your children and you're sitting right here in the house, but you may not be able to focus right at that moment on everything that the children need? So have me come in and work with them as maybe a niece or someone that's in your family, and then you can still get some of your other work done while you have that person that you trust right there in your home. So then that gives you a chance to go and maybe fix the dinner, or go and be able to read a book, or go and be able to do your laundry, whatever it is that you would like to do, wash some dishes, meal prep, whatever it is that would make your life a little bit easier. Take advantage of the help. You may be caring for an aging parent. So it's not always just about you having children and that be your lot in life. You may be caring for an aging parent. And if that's the case, sometimes when you come home from work, it's automatic then that people are like, okay, well, you're home now, so you need to take care of your aging parent at that point. But that might be the only time that you have also to get everything else done, because now you've been at work all day. So you might want to have someone come in and help for like an hour right between the time that your shift at work ends and the shift beginning with your parent. Then maybe have someone come in for that 1 hour so you get a little bit more accomplished that day before you start in working with your aging parent. Now, and believe it or not, that gives you just like, whew, it's a mental space, because now you have the capacity to take on more and to do more because you exercise help. You utilize the help that was given to you. And now we'll talk about some other things in the future too. I'm only talking right now from a work life perspective. Utilize the help that you need and pull it in to your life as you need it to be pulled in. Don't just sit there and struggle, be stressed out, sitting in the car for an extra hour, crying your head off because you're getting ready to walk into your home. You don't need to do that. When all you have to do is just maybe get a housekeeper working with you, and somebody comes in once a week and does some cleaning if you can afford that. If you cannot afford that, then maybe you'll give a stipend or something to one of your younger nieces or nephews, or somebody that can come in that just earns an extra few dollars to help you out. Maybe somebody that volunteers. They may not even want any pay. They just see that you're struggling in some regard and they want to come in and help you. So anyway, I'm excited about the fact that we've talked today about just 5 simple tips that can help you when it comes to work-life balance. Tip number 1, put things in their proper perspective. Again, tip number 1, put things in their proper perspective. And when you do that, you'll see a better outcome. Number 2, making sure that you have designated technology, social media time. You need technology. You need social media in a lot of different regards. It's the way that we stay connected with a lot of people. And yes, everybody says, oh, you should go back to only writing letters, but most people don't do that. So we learn about a lot of situations and scenarios from our friends, our childhood friends, our family members, even. Sometimes we're finding out things about family members and what they have going on in life right on social media. So you're going to have some social media time. Just put it in its designated block of time. Number 3, we talked about taking time for yourself for real. What are you really going to do to take time for you? And when are you going to do it? Schedule it. If you don't schedule it, it's not going to happen, most likely. So it just doesn't just by happenstance happen. Number 4, we talked about writing your goals down so that you know exactly what it is that you are desiring to accomplish in your life. You don't accomplish anything that you don't even know. Where's the vision? Write it. Make it plain. What are we talking about here? We're just talking randomly off the top of our heads. That's called insanity. Keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, but expecting a different result. No, that's the definition of insanity. So we don't want to have that happen when we could just write it down. And then tip number 5, we said, ask for help. And don't be on an island by yourself, but ask for the help that you need. And when you need the help, be transparent and say, I stand in the need of prayer. I stand in the need of help. And I really want you to come and help me. And I believe that you can. So those are the tips for today that I wanted to share with you. Always feel free to put your comments. And also, I want to let you know how you can always be a part of pouring into the Kim Jacobs Show and our program. We offer you the opportunity to partner with us. And to do so, you can always send a Cash App to $ Kim Jacobs Inc. You can also go to Venmo at the Kim Jacobs Show. If you use PayPal, paypal.me/Kim Jacobs Inc. And again, that's paypal.me/Kim Jacobs Inc. And you can also join our membership programs, which is motherdreamer.com/join, or you can join our Patreon program, which is patreon.com/The Kim Jacobs Show. All right, everybody, that's the tips for today. Feel free to type your questions or comments, and I'll go back in and review them and answer any that you may have. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I'm Kim Jacobs, the Balance Doctor, and I've enjoyed my time with you. God bless you and have a fantastic rest of your day. Actually, make it a great day, because you can make some days great in your life. I believe that. And even when things aren't so great, you can still have a choice on how you're going to react to some of those situations and circumstances. All right, everybody, have a great one. Bye-bye. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference, and I look forward to you bringing your friends and family to join you in the virtual studio audience Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you and make it a great day.